Hey guys, welcome to my real estate report for February. I've got a bunch of stuff I want to talk to you about, so let's get right into it. Recently attended the Calgary Real Estate Board forecast, which is a great opportunity for me to really understand what some of the economists and some of the industry experts are really talking about and what they think is coming here for the new year. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was sales and pricing. I mean, they've obviously predicted that for 2019, sales is going to be, again, a bit of a decrease and relatively similar to what we had in 2018, and prices are going down as well. They've predicted a 2.34% decrease in pricing across the board for the Calgary market. So overall, very similar in 2019 and had to 2018. I think the first part of the year is going to be a bit of a challenge and potentially see some improvements as we get into the end of the year. So sales are going to be down a little bit. Pricing is going to come down a little bit across all sectors. So be prepared for that. A lot of it obviously depends on the energy sector. So let's talk about that really quick. Obviously lots of that kind of in the news right now, and there's just not much happening right now. And I think everything's on a hold pattern waiting for things to happen with the elections, things like that. One of the things I see is going to be a problem is if, good or bad, is if the energy sector does improve, consumer confidence, employment, and wages. Those three things are going to change in one way or another depending on what happens, I think, over the next couple of months with hopefully some improvements in the energy sector. And I think some of that will come with hopefully a positive outcome from the provincial elections. So energy sector is on a bit of a hold pattern until we find out what's happening. And it depends on really what people are doing as far as jobs, things like that. Inventory levels. Inventory levels right now are still pretty high. We've got a bunch of different things that are happening as far as trying to reduce it, but it's really not moving right now. And if anything, it's going the other way, it's going up. So I think unless inventory levels come down, we're still going to see a downward pressure on pricing and the amount of sales that are out there. Rate increases, let's talk about that. Our friends at the federal government and the Bank of Canada are looking at what I would call or predict two increases this year. Be prepared for two increases in interest rates this year. They've kind of softened their stance in the last couple of months, which is helping, but I think, like I said, originally they're talking 3 or 4, but I think we're going to see 2 increases, and we'll probably see those towards the end of the year. So obviously that's going to hurt us with regards to affordability, and obviously one of the biggest things that's been in the news recently is the stress test. Jason Kenney came out and said he's going to challenge the government with regards to that. It's one of the things that right now I think is causing a lot of problems for our entry-level market, and that's because people have to qualify at a posted rate versus a discounted rate, and that's really put people out of the market and really put people into rentals, which has been fairly strong. So unless we see some of that hopefully softening with some of the rules and the stress tests that have been put in place, I think the increased interest rates this year are going to really, again, hurt us as far as the amount of sales that we've got. New home inventories, they're high. There's lots out there. I think of so far as some of the absorption, if they get some of that absorption, it's gonna help. But until some of that absorption in the new homes, particularly in the condo sector, it's gonna keep it in a buyer's market. We really need to get some of that inventory off the market in order to bring that thing into more of a level balance. But it's gonna take some time to move through some of that inventory. It just doesn't happen overnight, especially in the economic conditions we're in right now. Silver lining, let's talk about a positive. One of the things that I was a bit surprised that I didn't realize this was population growth. If you didn't know, last year it was predicted to have a net migration to Alberta of about 2,000 people. We actually ended up with 11,000 people, which is a far cry from 06, 07 when there's a ton of people coming out of Calgary, and we're up at 25, 26, closer to 30,000 people. But they predicted 2,000, 11,000 people came in. A lot of that was probably international migration that was coming into the province. And they're predicting, again, another increase for this year. So from 11,000, going to go to 14,000 for 2019. That's positive just because there's more people coming in here, an opportunity, for people to buy houses. A lot of those people are going into the rental market, which is why the rental market has been so strong, which is pretty common. Move in, rent something for a year. Once you're settled, then you kind of get into something new. But that is one of the economic factors that start to change things a little bit as far as, GDP growth would come around. With population and migration coming around, and then start looking at wages and employment. It's all little things that start to help as far as turning the whole economy around here. What do I look at this year? It's going to be a tough year. I don't think it's going to be any better than last year. I think the first part of the year is going to be a struggle. If anything, I'll see some improvement, or I predict some improvement towards the end of the year, and then we'll start to hopefully move into a really good 2020. So if you're looking to sell your house, I would do it sooner than later. If you're looking to buy, there's still great opportunities. I've been saying that for the last 4 or 5 months. But if you're looking for some information on real estate and you're just curious about the market, want to know what your house is worth in this economy versus what it was when you bought it, say 5 or 6 years ago, give me a call. Happy to come out and have do an evaluation for you. I'm here to help. If you have any questions, again, give me a call, 403-966-7676, or check me out on my website at dannyraposo.com. Love to have a coffee or a beer and just chat real estate. Thanks. Have a great month.